right. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? How's everybody doing? Hope everyone had a great weekend, Memorial Day weekend. We're back in action today. We're going to be taking a look at what we got lined up for today's session. Obviously, not much since the holiday. We just basically been rotating. But currently, we're testing our major level down below. We have a GEX level 29831. But, the key thing for me today was the 30,000 level, or is the 30,000 big figure major quarter level. We've basically failed below it multiple times the last couple of weeks. We're now holding below. So the main thing I'm going to be watching today is our overnight high that came in right around 30,000. We're going to be watching to see if they're going to run that overnight high at some point, and if they are able to, then we'll be looking to potentially fade that move if we end up failing and staying weak under 30,000s. But we're going to go ahead and take a look. From there, if we don't get up that high, we do have some major interest down below. So we'll be paying attention to some of these key levels. You'll see we have a 200 bid down below around 770s. We also have our 1 day min way down below. Let's see where that price is at. 29,556s. So currently we're just auctioning between the 800 level and the 30,000 level. So that's kind of the range that we're going to be paying attention to going into the session. Not going to try to overcomplicate a Monday, taking some base hits, looking to be able to build a nice little cushion hopefully, and then from there begin to start sizing up. S&P 500, let's take a look at the S&P 500 really quick. Let's just drop that on the screen here. Give me a second. Hey, what's up? How are you? Let's go full screen. So we can take a look here where we're at with our key levels. So overnight, we did get a very nice rejection off the call resistance to 75.75. So we're going to be paying attention to that. You can see how this little zone here, price was never able to close inside. So we kind of just wicked it, rejected it, came back down to our GEX 5 level and super clean. We could just see how once we broke that level, immediately just rotated down, taking out these guys here. So right now we'll be paying attention to the structure that they left behind. So we've got this low, our overnight low, 75.38. And then currently we've got this lower high structure from this high. So we'll be seeing if we're going to be able to do some type of situation where we got this rotation down, rotation up, lower low. Is this a lower high? I mean, we got equal highs here. So maybe they're going to come back and clean that and repair these equal highs. And then we get the bigger move down. So we'll have to see how they're going to play this little zone here, this cluster here. So we're going to be watching this GEX 5 level as we start approaching it on the ES. And then we're going to see if there's any type of correlation here in terms of the movements. As of right now, S&P is obviously the weaker asset compared, the NQ is a weaker asset compared to the ES as we are expanding lower currently. So we got about 30 seconds left here, and let's strap in and get ready. Bigger picture Renko charts. Let's take a look at that really quick. So we do have nice rotation. Let me actually just drop my rotation real quick on here so I don't have to sit there and draw lines. Who has time for that? There we are. So watching here, the bigger Renko. So we do have a nice little lower high confirmation. So we're going to see if this swing here ends up snapping back up and then starts building a new rotation higher, creating a higher low. If not, if that ends up failing, then we'll be looking for some type of structural break to the downside. So here's my rotation right now. We have this big move up, big move down, big lower high. Right? And now we are in this swing low at the moment. So this leg is still building, even though we're beginning to retrace off the low, but we're still in that lower, that swing leg printing lower. Now, if this snaps up here in the next couple bars, then this could become our area of interest to pay attention to, 943 level. And we'll see if we end up, what happens once we get here. Because the major level I'm interested in is 30,000, right? That's kind of the level I want to pay attention to. All right, so let's see what happens here. Let's take a look at the order flow. We can see that we've got the ask coming in, aggressive buying coming in. They're taking out the offer. We're beginning to push up. But is this going to be able to get sustained, right? Are we going to be able to sustain this move? I'm just waiting to see, because we are in an up rotation right now. We're pushing higher, but again, I'm leaning to the downside. I'm leaning bearish. So just waiting to see. We got the order flow kicking in here, so we got some aggressive buying. That's what we want to see. I think we're going to come after this level here, 29,950. They keep flashing 100 contracts here on the offer. Aggressive selling here. What is our ATR at the moment on the 1 minute? So it's about 77 ticks. So pretty small, pretty low volatility at the moment. And the key thing as well is paying attention to the 15-minute chart. What is going on that 15-minute chart? Where are we on that 15-minute chart, right? It's super important. I always have that chart in front of me. So I want to make sure that I'm not trading against that 15-minute candle expansion, right? So we are trying to get wick entries. You know, the goal is to get those tight entries. The volatility is, obviously, we're just kind of chopping around here for a little bit. Let's see. Let's put another offer here at 900s again. They just refreshed it. Let's see if they're going to be able to bust through that. Buyers are super active so far. S&P 500 just took out that top of that little range that we had mapped out, so we're back at GEX 5. Now we're testing our call resistance here on the NASDAQ. So watching how we how we interact with this. Do they hold above 2900s? Do they stay above 2900s? Do they accept? And if they do accept, then we start looking for a move back towards 29,950s. So we'll take a look here as they try to reclaim the 900 level. Looking for another spike here. Want to get a little bit more extreme. So, you know, we can look at the market structure as we start approaching the key level. On the Renko charts, we look at the reversal bars. These reversal bars are telling us technically, you know, supply and demand, support resistance, who's in control in that moment. So when we have these reversal bar up, we pay attention to how price respects it or disrespects it. So in this case, we can see this up bar right here, right at our 75 level, is pretty much major support. It came into the level once, twice, and now we're breaking out. And so as long as these reversal bars continue to hold, price is going to continue to push higher. Once they start to fail, then that becomes a clue for us, right? But again, we understand they're chasing offers right now. We had an offer here at 900. They immediately traded through it. So that's telling me, hey, they're aggressive right now. I don't want to try to fade that, right? And how do we know that? Because we can see 111 contracts executed. So we had the offer, boom, it executed. So these are all real, this is real orders, right? So it's not spoofing. Now we're pushing to 950s. We've taken out the range. So we had this double top here on the 15-minute. So it looks like they just wicked it. And we're testing our Globex open at 930s. There's a nice little reaction. Is this enough? Let's try. We'll take a short here and just see what happens here. So let's see if we can catch a nice little short. There we go. Let's take a look here. Let's make sure I have the right accounts turned on here. Okay, there we go. Let's see. So we took a scalp short off the prime short signal that just came in at 925. So quick 60 ticks, nothing crazy. We're just trying to build a base here. So you can see the entry. There's the exit, literally right to the midpoint of our band here. I'm going to watch now for possible continuation move if we begin to fail. So we've got this rotation leg down. So what's our structure? We have obviously some bullish structure. Higher high, higher lows. right? But you know, again, I'm overall leaning somewhat bearish here, so I just want to see some weakness come in. Ideally, we get a trap low, but it looks like they may just take it out. So there's our actual first true break of internal structure. We're getting a rotation out to the bottom band. So now we see if they're going to buy this, which I don't think they will, and then we look for that nice little pullback. But that was the initial prime short signal here. Beautiful rejection. So here's another thing to look at. 29,900. That was our major call resistance level. We hit the level, and then from there, we failed the level. So here's another prime long. So this is the possible opportunity for that deeper pullback entry. But we do have 200 contracts down at the bid at 770s. So when we see a large size like that, we'll probably end up seeing price take that level out. So we'll watch and see what happens with this prime long. So look at that. Anyone who got long right now just got liquidated. But now price is immediately recovering. So that is, we'll do something like this and use this and then go higher, right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm, again, still leaning bearish. Possibility here to fade this 850 level. Going to see if I can catch that nice little scalp trade. Boom, another 60 ticks. So we're up 120 ticks on the session so far. Nothing crazy. We're just taking quick scalps here in the morning after a holiday, right? So we want to give ourselves time to kind of get some momentum, right? It's just like going to the gym. You got to warm up a little bit. You don't want to just start, swinging big weight around. You pull a muscle. Next thing you know, you can't work out, right? So same concept here. So this quick scalp was based on the fact that we had this big rotation. So we had our first lower low, right? First lower low. We had a large bid down below. This bid is what created the rotation, meaning this is a spoof, this is the reaction, right? We never know how price is going to react. So we're not going to sit there and be like, oh, because there was a bid, we're going to get a react, we're going to get a big move up. No, we don't know. We need price to tell us and show us its hand. So it did do that. It came to an area of interest for me. In this case, the midpoint of our Enzo bands. We have our VWAP. This is our VWAP here. This brown line might be a little tough to see this one. And then we had our key level, 850. So when you combine all that, plus the fact that market structure had just printed its first lower low, this is just a deep retracement. And notice how my indicator tells me, hey, it's a pullback to the 0.56%. So Fibonacci traders, premium discount, whatever, that's a pullback to the 50%. Hey, give it a shot, right? All things lined up. Three factors. What was the main factor? Break of structural. First of all, bearish on the higher time frame, right? Bearish on the higher time frame. So we're looking at the major key level. We rejected from overnight. So I already had that coming into the equation. That's why I did not want to attempt any longs. Second thing, we've already failed off of a major resistance level. In this case, our call resistance at 900s. We hit the level, rotated. We have internal break of structure. So these guys become trapped. That's number two. Number three, we had this bid, gave us the reaction, but it wasn't a strong enough reaction where we end up taking a full rotation to the other side. We begin to start seeing price reject off our middle band, lower high confirms. We get our flip here. This rotation now confirms on that dot. That's our entry, and take that trade. Take that trade. That is a high probability trade every single day, right? So again, if you're like, well, how could I like think about all these things in one shot? You kind of don't have to, because that's what the tools do, right? The tools tell us the narrative. That's why I had it on my chart. I don't have to sit there as long as I know basic concepts of higher high, higher low. Then we're good to go, right? All right, let's see what happens as we retest our 900 level. Do we end up rejecting this level, or do we break? Let's give it a scalp and see what happens here. Let's give it a scalp, little opportunity. Watch it fail. Watch it end up failing here and trapping me. Hopefully it holds to 75. Oh, we got a prime short. And are they going to hold it? Let's see. I got some of my stops already. I got tagged out just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and re-enter on that. Let's see if we can reclaim 900s for a little bit, for a little scalp. For a little scalp. Can we get a scalp here? I'm watching the book map as we move into the 900 level. Can we get a reclaim there? There's 100 ticks. We're taking that off for the 900 scalp. Taking that off for a quick scalp. So initially got a little anticipating this rotation here. So again, what's the logic? First higher high. We took out structure. Boom. First pullback. I always like the first pullback. So we pull back. We got a prime short. So that was the risk because we get a prime short. You're trading against a potential overextended move. So in this case, got in anticipating that, hey, we would hold 750. Stop was below 750. Four of my contracts got tagged, left one, and the one did not fill. Re-entered on the rotation, so meaning we got a reversal bar up. That's why Renko is powerful, because the entries are super, super tight. The reversal bar up becomes the entry, or at least you give it one or two bricks. Holding moving average, holding the upper band. This becomes, so these bands, right? If you look at this, like this little maroon looking band here, the bottom end, when we're strong, when we're bullish and super strong, the bottom band acts as support, right? Look, we have a seller coming in right now. We just took out 900, so let's see what happens. That 15-minute candle still has 3 minutes left, so the energy is not done yet, right? They had the opportunity. Sellers had the opportunity to lock in. Unfortunately, they didn't do it. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Are they going to lock in here? They're breaking back down again below 300s. I'm sorry, 900s. So I'm watching now. This could be the second attempt here of 300 we reject here. ES is also rejecting off of its key level. There we go, back to the mid. Let's take another quick scalp here and see if they're going to take this thing all the way down now. So I'll be looking for a move to the bids. Looking for a move for the bids. Don't want to see a reclaim of 75. Don't want to see a reclaim of 75. They're double bottoming here, watching 850. So this becomes a possibility of a resistance becoming support. So got to be careful here. Got to be careful here. Okay, I'm out on that. Yeah, got tagged out there. And I don't know what's going on here. Okay, there we go. Okay. So still watching, still watching. Try one more time. Stop above 900s this time. Rotation leg down, lower high. Got to be careful here because they are pressing. They could rotate this up and then trap the shit out of me right here and end up giving me like a bigger bull flag. So I'm just being cautious. Again, that's why I build a cushion, right? You build a cushion. Watching the book map here. They're trying to take out the offer, seeing if they're going to hold 75s. Watching. Let's see. That level's holding. But I got these bids down below. I'm interested. See if they can come down there. Still not ready yet. Still not ready yet. Okay, out on that. So let's not try to fight this, right? I shouldn't try to fight this. This was the opportunity. You know, they're still playing this 900 level, so I just need to give it some time here, see what they're going to do. Pretty ugly 5-minute candle here. 15 minutes, still has 19 seconds left. So they're forming the opening range. Let's let that form here, and then we can make some decisions. See what we're going to do with this current 15-minute auction. So let them run the opening range high, see if they can do that. So my indicator just plotted the opening range high, if they can get there. It looks like they're going to get there. They're holding here. Let's see if they can rip up. More offers coming in. Oh, we got a bid right here. Let's see if they're going to be able to pump into the 950s. S&P has not taken out its opening range high, so we got some divergence here at the moment. Let's wait and see what happens. How are you guys trading? How's your day going so far? Let's take a quick check-in with the bigger Renko chart here. Let's take a look and see what they got going on. So bigger Renko chart. We got our swing high up at 30,000s, higher low, lower high, higher low. So we're in balance at the moment structurally. And this is what I initially called for at the open. I was interested in 30,000s. I wanted to see them maybe run to overnight or at least attempt to, and then go from there. Let's see, we got a nice little short signal that just came in. I think I'm going to probably just take it. Let's just take it as we approach that level. Let me move it out the way so we can just see if we can catch something here. Let's see. We caught a few already, and then got some cuts as well. So I'm going to take the trade, see how we handle this key level at 950 since we rejected there multiple times. There's 100 ticks. Kind of hard to see that. Let's maybe make the font a little bigger. I'm a little old, so I can't see. Okay, we caught the primary scalp target, but didn't take the profit. Let's see if they're going to end up breaking back up again our opening range. We got that big move up, and then we got a higher low, and now we're beginning to try to form an upward rotation. Well, they are in an upward rotation at the moment, so got to be cautious here. "15 minutes trying to stay firm." See if this higher low gets taken out. If it gets taken out, then that would be really good for my trade, right? Because then we get a buyer failure here. But they're still holding it up. So we'll see what happens. They might be forming another pullback here and then take it up again. It's like they're really trying to take this thing maybe to 30,000s, it feels like, right? Maybe that's where they want to go. So watching how they handle this opening range high. Can they stay above it? I'm short against it. We'll see. Yeah, they're holding it. They're staying firm. Watching 950s. We got a closure above 950. Are they going to be able to hold it? Yeah, looks like they're going to try to drive this thing. We're out on that one. Got stopped out on that trade. So we took the short on the prime short from here. Should have just cut the trade. Should have took the profit when we had the freaking 15, 20 points. We were up about 100 plus ticks on that trade, but trying to be greedy and go for the full rotation to the other side, get stopped out. Should have gone break even. That's how it goes sometimes. So two losses there, back to back on the initial short attempt there, and then just now right over here. So let's see what we can do. Still got some time. S&P now is approaching its overnight high. All right, so we're now getting that 30,000 level, 300 contracts on the offer. This was my main area of interest that I wanted to lean against. We will see, but we're not going to just blindly short the level, right? We're not going to just blindly attack it. We've got to allow some type of confirmation. So I do like this, though. I'm not going to lie. I do like what I see. You know, we had the offer stacked, aggressive buyers, next prime short right there. I have to take that one. It's at my key level. I have to take it. I've got to take it because everything's lined up. We got strong offers, large buyers, 1 day max. I got to take it. So, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. This is a high probability setup. Everything's lined up. So I got to do it. I got to do it. So just watching. Little by little, little by little. What time is it? 52s. Oh, there we go. There's a rejection. Let's see. Can we get a full rotation below blue? I need to get below this blue, the midpoint here. There we go. There we go. Now we're in business. I should have just waited, you see? I should have just waited. Let's pay ourselves. Let's take some off there, huh? We'll take some off. Let's take some off. And we can always re-add. So that was a pretty nice, we call prime short because it's really, you know, strong move up into a major resistance level or key level. You combine that, we had the major level, 30,000. We had all these offers here, which means that there's obviously passive sellers that are interested in selling at this level. We have aggressive buying into the level. We want all that. That's exactly what we want. Then we want to, and then what ends up happening, you get this nice exhaustive move. We call it a prime short, and then that prime short just generated us, you know, 50 points in profit pretty much within a minute, right? So I mean, that's exactly the type of trade that we want to take. We had the same opportunity here, but I didn't take the profit. So had I taken the profit, it would have been, you know, back-to-back bangers, but it's okay. So they're still bullish though. You know, you can still see them holding the higher lows. We're still holding higher lows here, guys. So even with these bigger 50-point rotations and whatnot, they're still holding up. You can even look at it on a bigger Renko chart, and it's just printing higher highs and higher lows. So we're forming a bull channel into the level. So what I'd like to see is another attempt at this high, another failure, maybe get back and maybe see what happens here. This trap buyer, you got 156 contracts, 106 contracts here stuck. So if these guys are unable to retest these highs, then that would be a trap buyer. Got a bunch of trap buying here, and that could be potentially the lower high, and then we get the rotation. So let's see. So at this point, because we've reclaimed, right? We hit the bottom band, boom, reclaim. We're now holding. So I'm now watching to see if these guys are going to, in order for this to stay bullish, right? We've got to create a higher high. The buyer's got to create a higher high. I mean, this is what they've been doing. It's the pattern they're forming here. Price action, every offer traded through. We get the reaction. What happens? They pull back, a deep pullback, and then we get the next leg up. So if you look at the price action in terms of market structure and how it's being controlled by the order flow, right? The order flow, literally, they're stacking the offer. Aggressive buyers come and take it away. Put more offers. Aggressive buyers come and take it away. So they're using the offer to lift price, right? They're lifting price. Buyers are lifting the ask. And eventually what happens is we run out of buyers that are going to be aggressive at these highs. And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that moment where that last buyer buys and there's no more buyers to support that active buying at these highs. They get trapped, and then we get that massive flush. I was hoping that was going to be this move, but it wasn't, right? And part of it is we have to time it correctly. So the timing of it is why I look at the 15-minute candle, because when that 15-minute candle closes, right, it basically, that's the finish, that's the completion point of that specific auction, 15-minute auction. Then a new one starts. So we got 3 minutes left. And so there's still going to be buyers pushing. There's still going to be people actively participating. See, another buyer just came in, 106 contracts right here. 100 lot just got executed. But this is the main level. I've been waiting and eyeing the 30,000 level. So let's see what happens. There's two types of signals that I take. There's going to be V signals, primes, and then there's trifectas. Trifectas are trend trading signals that you see here, these arrows pointing up, right? So it's been a tough trifecta moment, the scenario, just because, well, unless you're in early, like on these reclaims, right? Boom. Because the type of price action that we're getting is more of like a broad channel, like a broad weak trend. So meaning hit the highs, pulls back, hit the highs, deep pullback. Right, so it feels very heavy. Feels very heavy under 30,000s. That feels like a failure. Let's try. Let's try short, huh? Might be a little late though. Might be a little late to this party. I hit the button too late. Since I hit the button too late, I'm gonna have to cut this quicker. But I'm watching this reversal bar right here. I don't want to see price reclaim this down close bar right here. So this becomes kind of like my line in the sand, if you will, for this particular shitty entry. So I do like this part right here. We're rejecting there, but we're still holding support, opening range high. If this reclaims, meaning sellers reclaim opening range high, then we potentially can expect to move back to opening range low. That's my ideal play here, because we hit the 30,000 level, and it looks like we're beginning to exhaust just a bit. But we still have 2 minutes left on this 15-minute candle, and typically for this type of setup at 10 o'clock, you're going to expect price to run to 10 o'clock high, then fail, and then you look for the sell-off. But I wanted to be in a little early just in case it doesn't happen, because the S&P already took or created a higher high, whereas the NASDAQ has not. So I'd rather just be a little early, tight with stops just in case. Let's see. Nice. 136 ticks, aggressive sellers stepping in under opening range. So now we got some potential trap buying here, but not enough yet to say, hey, these guys are in danger. No panic selling as of yet. No panic selling as of yet. Let's get rid of all the chart markers here. This is a deep pullback potentially, so I got to be cautious here. I see more buying coming in. Sellers, buyers. Buyers are trying to stabilize right here at the opening range high for a higher high, right? So I'll be quick to cut. I'm still in a position where this setup, sellers don't have full control yet. We have not really seen a buyer failure yet. This is the first one right here. So this is the first one right here. We have some data, I think, coming out right now. Going stops, break even. Taking a partial already. So we took real quick 100 ticks. We're in short. Beautiful. Bids just got pulled. Let's see if we can get this push lower. No. Okay, so I'm going to get my trail taken. Let's see. It's okay. No problem. I'll take my 25 points, and then I can always reassess, right? I can always reassess. All good. All good in the hood. Take the money. Take the money mode, right? This is what it is right now. I still like the short play, to be honest. So look at that rejection off the 200. Watching right here. I'll take it again. This time I'll scalp that trade. Boom. Take that profit. Not playing today, guys, because this market wants to, right now we're forming a balance. So we've got these higher highs, but we just completed a first lower low. So we've got this funky action going on right now. So it's called the broadening formation. The main key thing to pay attention to is we're holding the VWAP from New York. So the 930 VWAP is being respected so far. This is the first attempt by sellers to get back inside the opening range high, and they failed. They failed to keep price and lock it in. So now we're beginning to expand back into our 10 o'clock high. Let's see if they're going to be able to do some business here. The area of interest would be where all these guys are. So buyers want to get back into to 30,000s and higher. People trying to buy this right now, but I don't know. Feels like a trap. Feels like a trap. Watching here. This is the structure now. Watching. Buyers need this higher low to really confirm trend here. Buyers really need this higher low. I feel like it might be, I don't know. I'm going to try to short it. I'm going to try to short it. I'm going to try to short this. I'm watching how they handle the midpoint here. Can we trap these buyers who are trying to buy bullish by the pullback? Watching. They're holding so far. They might do a crazy sweep here. I'm watching. What's it gonna do? Okay, I'm out. Still possible though. Still possible they fail here. Watching the flip here to see if they're gonna flip. I'm gonna get back in one more time. The key thing is this flip, right? If they flip back up, that becomes the leg for the upward rotation. So as long as we don't get that flip yet, we're good. I don't need to take a full stop here. The next flip is going to be right around 67, all right? So I could use that prediction, but look at their double bottoming here. There's possibly the next flip right there. Okay, I'm out now. So I'm out on that now. Oh, hold on. Watch. Watch. Let's see. They failed there. The boys failed to get that rotation. There we go. Now we're in bearish rotation. Let's see if we can stay down. 60 ticks. Let's see if we can get back inside this damn opening range so I can just get my full rotation to the other side. Let's see. Taking my partial. Since buyers are still present, they're still actively defending themselves, right? But there we go. There's our 25 points. I took my partial already, so I'm just holding the last contract here. Hopefully I get a 15-minute rotation, and then we can catch some expansion here. But no, they're still defending. Anyways, anybody who's buying though, they're frustrated. Because that was the pullback entry, the typical pullback entry to like the 21 moving average, right? Opening range high. We're going to buy the pullback to the opening range high for continuation because we're going to the moon, right? That's the mindset. We're holding VWAP. Everything looks bullish. Everything does look bullish, but they're not understanding the bigger picture. They didn't take a look at the larger context of the story of what's been happening. And that's the problem. That is the problem, my friends. Let's see if I can show you what I'm referring to. Still in my trade, but look, this is what I want to show you guys. NFP. Look at what happened. Fail above 30,000, right? Look down below. We've got all these guys here, okay? So we got these lows that are just hanging out, just like unfinished business. So we've been rotating, right? We've been holding price right around the major 500 levels, but the 500. So this is the level here that we're, so for me, the auction is technically between 25 and 500. So 250, sorry, and 500. We can actually get rid of the major level for right now, okay? So this is where we're auctioning, in my opinion, right? So we're here. This is where we came from, boom. This is where we found support, boom. Okay, and now we're rotating back up. Okay, and so buyers are attempting to get this move. Low, high, high, low, and buyers want to get that move. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. But they can't stay under. They can't stay above 30,000, and this is where they should. This is where they had the opportunity to, right in this area. So they had all this opportunity right there. So these guys are all trapped. We got people from Jolts that are underwater, people from NFP that are underwater. We got people that are, from GDP PCE underwater. So this whole time has been used as a major auction point of interest. So at this point, this is why I'm leaning against 30,000s. It doesn't mean that they're not going to wick through the level and do all these different things. Well, it looks like a buy is getting set up. So I was short and they totally reclaimed. So I'm going to give it a go one more time. Because again, we're just scalping around now at this point. So I'm going to see if they're going to try to get to 30,000 once again. But using tight stops at this point because I'm not convinced. The two-way market, two-sided, pretty frustrating. Let's see if we can at least get our little scalp target before this thing rotates again. Nice rotation. There we go. There we are. I'm just gonna I'm gonna just trail this thing so I don't have to sit there. I'll take my partial. You see large buying coming at the high. That's usually a sign to watch out. And then I'll just push my runner out since these bastards just keep reclaiming. The fact that the buyers have been so persistent, then, you have to respect that. Because eventually sellers are going to give. One side's eventually going to give up. Right? And so once one side gives up, that's it. Just get out of the way. It creates a vacuum, and we're going to see this thing just capitulate. So the buyers have been relentless. Right? The buyers have been relentless, but they also haven't really made progress. Although they've been able to defend themselves, they've been able to defend the support level, which was basically 950s. That's kind of like where they've been battling. They've not been able to get progress beyond 30,000, right? They keep rejecting between the zone of 30,000 and 90s. So we got 200 contracts on the offer here, 30,000 again. Large buying right underneath it. So my trail got tagged out there. So that trade, you can see, this one's short. We caught that really nice 25 points. Then my runner got tagged out break even. Then got long just now for another 25 points. Or maybe it was a little less than that, probably like 15. And then my runner just got tagged as well. That's fine. I take partials, leave a contract or two on just in case. And we're just playing the rotations right now. We're back at 30,000s. It's been a lot of opportunities. This is actually a pretty decent market, guys. I prefer markets like this where it's two-way auction but directional because it allows one side to get trapped, other side to expand. One side expands, it exhausts. You get nice retracements of 25 to 50 points. And even though you get those nice rotations, like you see these prime shorts I'm always taking, like over here, even though the trend is technically bullish, sideways up, whatever, you're still getting these big, nice 25, 50 point trades. That's enough to make some money, even if you're on the opposite end, right? So I like these kind of markets in a sense, right? But we also have to recognize that it is a balanced market and that you got to take those profits quick until we start seeing some aggression on a higher time frame, which we're not. Look at that rejection there again. Do I short this prime short? Let's see. Watching here. I didn't take it. Not yet. It reclaimed way too quick. I'm not taking that one yet. It's too slow, man. When these prime shorts, the best ones are when they're like really, really fast into the level. This is the first one after we had the rotation. So let's see what happens here. We're at 30,000. Let's go back to that 15-minute chart. 15 minutes, pretty big. right? I mean, not big, but you know, it's like, well, do I want to short that? No, not quite. Here's the way I see this auction at the moment. So this is our smart cells. So basically this tells me the current auction. Once it starts unlocking upper, we call it cells. So that's how it's coded. So we basically look at, once we start unlocking above 25, this creates a new auction boundary that we'll pay attention to. So just kind of watching. Look at how we're rejecting there. So maybe, let's see, maybe. They've trapped a lot of buyers here around 30,000 again. Fresh buyers. Come on, let's see what we're going to do. Are they going to finally capitulate to the upside? Are they finally going to do it? We are approaching our one-day max, so let's see. The ES has like made no progress. It's like done nothing today. Let's see if we get this pop. We got an offer at 50s. Oh, they stacked an offer right there at 20s. Are they going to take it? Are buyers going to take those offers? Buyers are taking every offer they can. I mean, these guys are just... Let's take a look at Friday. Yeah, we just got the overnight high. Double topping, double topping. Still holding trend. Buyers are in control. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to start dropping some good content. We're also going to be opening up the free part of our Discord. Free part. We have two parts, obviously. Come on now. Can't give everything away for free. But yeah, free part. So, you know, you want to learn how to use Renko charts. You want to learn the basic premise and concepts of what we use here. Jump into the free Discord. Learn. Jump on the live streams. Learn. And then when you're ready to actually level up, jump onto the actual premium, get access to the auto trading tools, because I don't really actually manually execute these trades. I have buttons that we preset, get me into trades. I'll tell you what, when I take those shitty entries, that's me manually executing. Right? Because I'm late to the party there. Look at that. Are they gonna hold this here? What do you think, guys? Do you think they're gonna turn this back up real quick? They're gonna snap it back above the one-day max? Let's see. I'm watching here. Okay, yeah. Slow grind. You guys want that Discord invite, drop a comment, we'll send it to you. For those who are already part of the group, you'll be getting your invite link. If you're premium, you'll be getting that here hopefully later today. If you're not premium yet, you definitely want to go premium, because then you're going to get access to our new liquidity ladder, liquidity levels, our new auction map. We're building Dynasty HQ. It's going to be a dashboard that you can log into. It's going to have a trade journal. It's going to have the AI built into it. Pretty much all the cool stuff that'll help you level up with our system, our strategies that we use. We run about 3 or 4 different strategies. Look how they're playing here at the one-day max. It's not a coincidence, right? It's not a coincidence that we begin to start seeing certain type of behavior at levels. You know, people say the market's is straight chaos. It's random. It's not random. I mean, if you've been trading for any amount of time, you know it's not random. And then when you start really looking at order flow, you can actually see, and this is why I use the limit orders. I use the order book as the first indication of what is happening, because it's all about how price reacts and behaves to these orders. You notice how price is just stalling here, right? It's just stalling. Why? They're stacking the offer. It's getting really thick here on the book. But typically when it gets thick on the book, that's enough for a squeeze, right? They'll squeeze. And then in that squeeze, that's where you trap the buyers. And that's what creates a vacuum. And that's where you could find that rug pull, right? But, you know, who knows? We can't sit there and just get locked in on that, because otherwise you'll end up fighting this grind up, right? Look, they just stacked a bid here. So this is kind of line they're just preparing, right? This is kind of like the little battleground here. It's like a soccer team who's trying to line up a goal, right? They're trying to get the ball over here, but meanwhile, the real score is going to happen over here, down below 30,000. So it's like a distraction. They're lifting price on the offer, which means they're technically, even though they're aggressively buying, that means there's actually someone getting short, guys. So that's what you have to realize. It's kind of like you got to look at it in reverse. Aggressive buying, yeah. But that means that there's a larger passive seller that's hanging out there that has no problem just sitting there getting filled. And eventually when the aggressive buying stops, price has to find what? More buyers. And if there's no more buyers at these highs, where's it going to go? Oh, it's going to go to the next an obvious level of buying, which would be down here. But we're not done yet. Look, they're still holding it up. See, someone here tried to hit the bid and getting some selling here. They just keep absorbing the lows. If you look at a 1 minute chart, you'll see a lot of wicks here at the lows. You don't need to look at like a footprint chart or book map or any of that stuff to understand the concept of absorption. Right? Just that's the thing. It's like everyone's like, you gotta learn this, you gotta look at a heat map and do all this to understand the true nature and DNA and mechanics of price. Yeah, you can actually see the same thing with the naked candlestick, FYI. But you're like, well, I need to know how much volume got trapped. Well, yeah, a lot. It's either a lot or a little, but it doesn't matter, because what matters in the end is the result after. What is the net effect of that behavior, right? And that's what people like. That's why they struggle with order flows, because they put so much weight on, I see 100 contracts, I gotta buy, when that's not enough. Let's see if this is enough. We'll take that. We'll try a little scalp. Put it right there. Let's see if they reclaim. Put it right there. What is that level? Well, that was a prior offer, I think. Let's see if they can fill that bid. I don't want to see them get back above my volatility band there. Come on now. Hit that bid. Hit the bid. It's 30,000s, but let's see if they're going to try to support here. Look at all that selling here, huh? What happened to all the buyers? Where were they? Where'd they go, though? There's the bid. Let's go break even just in case. In case they want to absorb the sellers. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they're still holding. Should I open my stop up, guys? What do you think? Look at that. I'm not going to miss this trade, bro. If this is going to freaking rotate. I got tagged out on my break-even stop, so I'm going to re-enter again. Can they take out this damn 30,000 level? Look at they just lowered the bid. If they lowered the bid, I like that. But it doesn't mean anything yet. Because if they're lowering the bid, that means the buyers don't want to buy here. They want to buy lower. They're trying to pull price now. So they're lifting price on the offer. Now they're lowering the bid, but I need to see price react to it. I need to see price actually migrate lower or move lower. Otherwise, it's a scam. It might be a scam, guys. I might be getting scammed here. Let's see if I'm getting scammed today. Feels like a scam. Watching. They are pressing 30,000s. People are trying to buy 30,000. Can we get a nice little flush here? There's the bid. That's that prior bid at 30,000. There's the next bid down here at 116. There's 60 ticks. I need to take my 60 ticks. Let's go. I'll take that off. We'll go tight with the stop loss. Break even already. Because these guys are scammers. And maybe we could re-enter again. See how they scam? I told you it was a scam. They couldn't even fill the bid. So they couldn't even fill it. They couldn't even fill it. That's how you knew it was a scam. So what they did was they did that, pulled price back. Sellers got in. That's what they want to do. Added a bid, lowered it, and they try to get there. Couldn't do it. Doesn't mean that they won't get there. So maybe right now this could be the pullback, and then they rip it up higher again. But we'll see what happens. They could also be another trap where they're trying to get people long, and then they're now going to really flush. So we'll see. This is where you have to just wait. This is what you call a decision point, right? A decision point. This is where there's no edge. Yes, higher high, higher low. So this is the point where buyers have to prove themselves. This is where I was saying, they were buying aggressively this entire time in this thick area of asks, but we didn't get the capitulation yet. That's why I'm not convinced it's over. But this is where buyers have to prove themselves, where they're going to have to go and say, okay, we're in this to win this, right? We're Team Argentina, if you're following the World Cup. We're Argentina right now, and this is like Messi against Cape Verde, right? And they got to like fucking score to win. So this is where it happens. So let's see what happens. This is where you don't want to be in the trade, because then you become the decision point. You become the liquidity for the winning side. So let's not guess who the winning side's going to be. Even though, obviously, if Messi's playing, you got to know who the winning side is. But in this case, there we go. I like that. Nice. But it's not enough yet. Look, they got to take out the high. Let's see if they can break this high. So taking a look back at the 15-minute chart, we haven't made progress above 25s. We still have 4 minutes, 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left here for the initial balance to form. Let's drop our initial balance, opening range, okie dokie. Let's take a look-see. So we've got our big lug level up top, 155s. I would love for this thing, 15-minute, to close under the level. So this is what I'm looking. If we can close, we get a failure to close above, right? So we get some rejection there. No, it hasn't happened yet. And then we get price to open underneath. And then we get like some little situation. We get this little, they're trying, they form a wick, come back in under a 1-day min. One day max, and then we go whoop back under our previous day high, whoop underneath call resistance, boom. That would be my World Cup. That would be my World Cup right there. Oh yeah, breakout buyers about to get stuck. Let's see. Tight stop. Let's go. I'm too fired up today with trying to short this thing, bro. I'm like totally just like, let's just attack this thing. Yeah, I gotta be a little bit calm here. I'm a little too. What happens we don't trade for like 3 days, 4 days, right? A little overconfident. Let's go. I'm looking at this guy as a trap buyer here. They couldn't even get the higher high. That's why I'm in. Couldn't get the higher high. Look, they're still scamming, bro. They're still scamming. Come on. All the big traders on YouTube that use big trades, let's see if it's going to work. Let's see if their concept of big bubbles work as support resistance. Pretty sure it does. 50% of the time. 50% of the time it does. Let's see. It might work today. I don't know. No. So I'm watching the book map. They're still trying. They're still here. Buyers are still like, no, we're here, son. We're still here. I don't like that shit. You see, a reversal bar immediately reversed back up. Now they're getting chunky here. I hate when they do that. Is this another decision point? And I just told everyone, don't trade the decision point. And I'm trading a decision point. Now, I think the decision now already happened, right? It was right here in this area. And they This is where, I guess it's another one. They could create this higher high. They created a lower high, so that's kind of why I was like, let's go. Got that buyer, unable to create that expansion higher, but it could still happen. Looks like it's still trying to happen here. Still trying to happen here. Let's get out. Let's get out. Oops. Hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button there. We're good. We're out. For now. For now. For now. That bubble did not do what I wanted it to do. All right, let's see if they're going to be able to hold here and get this freaking higher high. So we're watching right there. Oh, now they want to do that. Now they want to do that. I'm going to try again, bro. I'm going to try again. That's it. That's what I want. I mean, that's technically why I wanted to do the trade. They should have freaking created this flip here. They still could do it. They still can do it. They're still holding 25s. Oh man. Watching here. Let's see if that bubble actually starts holding down 200 contracts there. Let's go. You know, we're fighting the rotation. When the market's in transition, you're going to be dealing with this type of stuff. That's why you got to like use proper size, because you will get cut up. But then once you catch it, you'll make all your money back and then some if you know how to hold your trades. Let's see. Is it 10:30 yet? These boys need to figure out what they're going to do. Can these buyers just like get tired already so I can just make money and go to the gym? Come on. Ay, caramba. I'm still paying attention to this 137 bid. Higher, low, lower, high failure. Yay! There they go. Now they're accelerating. All right, let's go. Come on. Don't bounce. You got this seller here. See, I hate when they do that. Why they gotta be aggressively selling at the level, bro? Come on. Sell before you get there, and then we just see like some buyers try to come in. I don't want to see aggressive selling right here. This is where they start absorbing, right? Let's see. So then this becomes our little double bottom. They should have created this freaking lower low. This is such a pain. Such a pain. If you're looking at a 1 minute chart, I mean, it's just too clean how they freaking held that level. Let's pull up a 1 minute chart real quick. Look at how they held that. It's a GEX 1 level, right? It's at 30,000 level. So it's, if you can see, look at that. No closure through. I do like the fact that they did not close back above the 1 day max. They're trying to. They've not been able to. So I'm watching that 1 day max. But you remember, you got the IB forming in 1 second, and they're going to probably run the IB high. Watching that 1 day min or max. Let's see if they can get back under. They're holding. I'm still in my trade. Holding. Nice. Look at that. You see how they did that with the candle? They poked their little head above and they're like, hey guys, they got a buyer in there, 128 contracts, and they're back underneath. Now we need to get back underneath 3,000s. Can they do it? Remember what I said about that 15-minute chart? Close underneath the level? Well, that's what they did. So let's see if that gives us gives the ability for sellers to step on the gas pedal here. Doesn't look like it though. Oh, they just reclaimed 1 day max. I'm closing that trade. Closing it for now, guys. You see how they close right above that level? It's not what I want to see if I'm trying to stay short. Okay, let's just get back to the show here. What are we going to do next? Just waiting. I've been battling this range here. It's been pretty simple though. I'm not gonna lie. It's just been short the high, take your partial, go break even, just in case it just throws up, right? But they have not thrown up yet. They're still actively present and pressing. So here we go. Just let them run the IV high if they're gonna do that. Literally right there, 42s. 42.25 is IV high. Let's see if they can bust through. Is this a new offer here at 273s? Nice little balanced auction. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Look at that. Oof, look at that. That's good, that's good. Look how flat our bands are right here, right? Look how flat it is. That's how you know we're in a chop, in a consolidation, in a balance zone. Ugh. These guys aren't doing what I was hoping they would do for my big short, but market doesn't give you what you want all the time. Maybe just half the time. And that's what's good. I think there's edge there. If you know it's like 50-50 no matter what, you know, you just got to make sure when you're right, you're right for a long time and hold it and squeeze it and make it happen. And make it happen. I'm going to short those buyers. That's kind of what I was calling for. See aggressive buying, take out those offers, buyers exhaust, maybe. Because we did not close through the 50 level. We're in a range, so I don't consider this to be a official breakout yet. So I will short this thing. Got lots of trap buying here. Those are all the buyers right there. Like 500 contracts executed on the offer all at once. Is that enough? I don't know. Maybe they're going to continue to support this thing, but let's see. Ooh. I just saw something pretty interesting. That is not nice. Let's see. Actually, it could be nice. We'll see. Can we get a rotation leg here? You see how this leg, this line here is green? That means that we're still technically in an upward rotation. There's the offer. Are buyers still present here? If they're present, they're going to want this offer. They're going to want to take this offer out if they're still here. They're still here. If they're aggressive and they're super strong and they're going to sustain this move. Get back underneath my one-day max. If we get back underneath the one-day max and our opening print for 1030, then I think we'll be good to go, guys. But they're still holding. These freaking buyers are still absorbing off the freaking moving average. There they go. There they go. I will use that ask as my stop loss level, but I may cut manually sooner. You don't need to take a full stop. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Oof. Prime short, yeah. Let's go. Those buyers, come on. Where they at though? I mean, they're supposed to be defending this right now. They are. They've been. So one day max. I don't want this level to hold. You see 200 contracts they sold here? I don't like that. It would have been better down here. They should have hit this freaking bid down below. Well, I guess they actually did. They did hit the bid. Yeah, it was like way over here. They already filled that bid, and that's what this reaction was. Okay, yeah, so that actually happened here. They did fill the bid. Oh, okay, that's cool. But I need more. There's no more bids. I need bigger bid. Okay, do we have anything down below? We do not. We do not. So 50 becomes my stop loss. I'm going break even already because these guys have been pretty persistent about defending themselves, meaning the buyers. And this is not fun anymore. Even if you're a buyer, you're not having fun. If you're a buyer, you're like, bro, this is so frustrating. I'm following the trend and I'm getting smashed. Has that ever happened to anybody where you trade with the trend and you get smashed? How many of you guys ever experienced getting smashed trading with the trend? Has that happened? Yeah. It happens. It's because of the market conditions that we're in, right? We're in positive gamma environment, which is why you experience what you're experiencing. This price action where you could create price pushes higher and you see sell pressure, pushes higher, sell pressure, right? This is what you call positive gamma environment. Because of that, this is why you see me not really buying breakouts. I'm fading them. This is basically I'm trading. I'm trying to trade in the hedge or with the hedge of the dealers. Dealers are going to use the futures contracts to hedge their options positions. And so when you're in a positive environment, positive gamma environment, this is what it is. And for most people, if they're just straight trend traders, momentum traders are like, oh, and they start thinking that they are bad at trading. And it's not that they're bad at trading, they're just bad at recognizing the environment that they're in. Boom, simple. You know how long it took me to figure that one out? Like years. Years. Come on now, there's 120 ticks. 120 ticks. Let's liquidate. Now we're getting that 15-minute thing that I was hoping to have. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. I want them to stay underneath that one-day min, my max. I keep calling it a min. Reclaiming. I should have took my freaking partial there on that 120. Let's just take some off right there just in case this thing defends 30,000. So they've already got a ton of buyers here at above 30,000. So they've been doing that a lot, and then they liquidate the shit out of them. So let's see. They just built a very nice balance above 30,000. So if we start failing above 30,000, that means everybody is screwed. Let's throw volume profile anchored here for the 30,000. Let's get rid of that box. Look at the POC. POC is right at my one-day max. We'll put our stop loss above the balance or value high. And I'll probably keep shorting this whole thing that was all the way down. You can't short at 30,000 though. That'd be dumb. It's not confirmed yet. We gotta see the price action, higher high, higher low, capitulation. We had aggressive buying, a lot of buying here. And that's what I said. I talked about that, right? I think I mentioned that in the stream. All that aggressive buying. I mean, this is what it is right here, folks. I feel like screenshots don't do it justice sometimes because, you know, if you were here the whole time, you heard the narrative from the start. You saw me shorting this thing like 5 times trying to catch it. So, you know, and then I just needed to wait, but obviously we don't know because sometimes you'll see, oh, maybe that's the one. I thought that was it. Or maybe that's the one. It wasn't it. Oh, there it is. And that's the problem. It's like order flow is not uniform, right? Sometimes it's like 100 contracts. Sometimes it's 1,000 contracts. But that's why you still need to understand the basics of price action, right? And they defended 30,000 again. Because Trump is talking right now. And you see this guy, he talks and boom, the whole market just like goes crazy. It goes crazy, man. Look at the one-day max again. Can they get back underneath it? I'm going to try another position add. I'm probably going to regret it, but... Oh, damn. They just immediately recovered that. Let's see... Yeah. Probably shouldn't have added in. Let me cut that. Yeah. I was hoping that they were going to fail right here back under the one-day max. They didn't do it, so... Dang. So annoying, bro. We didn't get it. We didn't get that full rotation. They are still defending this range, so hey. If I feel like giving up, I think the rest of the sellers probably feel like giving up. They're going to probably stop putting pressure here and they're going to just let this thing rip a little bit more. Maybe, maybe not. But been able to position to catch some pretty decent rotations nonetheless. I'm just trying to catch like the bigger, you know, the bigger trades. Come on, man. I need some good screenshots. I need a good big trade here so I could talk about it on YouTube. I'm just kidding, guys. Let's see. Rejecting 50 again. Testing 50s again. Well, we're going to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Look at that. Let's wait for that 15-minute candle to close. 5-minute looks like it's really trying to gear up here. Let's see. They broke out on the 15. We have a candle closure. There's this guy, I don't know if you've ever seen him. He's like an order flow guy. He builds a bunch of indicators. He's like an old dude. He's like Russian. And when you hear him talk, it's just like, it's really entertaining, you know? There's certain things that he says that just, I don't know why, but it gets stuck in my head. And then I end up talking like a Russian person too. It's an order flow guy. He's like the oldest person on YouTube teaching how to trade. And it's pretty good, actually. It's actually really good. But like, I don't know. Let's see. I think the reason why he doesn't really have a lot of people following him is because he's always trying to sell stuff. He's always selling stuff. Oh man, these boys did a good job here defending 30,000s. Are they going to hold here and fail, or this is going to be finally the breakout? What are these guys going to do? What are they going to do? It's balanced, guys. It's a balanced price range. This would be a pullback, but come on now. Come on now. I'm not going to buy that pullback. I am not going to buy that pullback. I refuse to buy the top of a range. Right? Is that the right range right there? I think that would be it, right? So predictable, bro, how these guys keep playing here. Well, you know, I haven't even looked at the chat. I should look at the chat. Oh, no one's chatting, so we're good. Cool. All right. New trader SK. What up? What up, man or woman? I think you're. It's a guy. It's a guy. It's a guy. I don't know. You know, it depends nowadays. I live in Washington State. Very interesting place. I moved here a few years back. You never know what you're looking at. You never know. And even if you think you know, you gotta always second guess. Oh my goodness. Scalpers market today. I'm glad I've been taking those partials. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. They're really pinning this 50 level, man. Pinning. Take a look at the S&P. Yes. U6. Oh, there they go. There they go. There they go. Now they're grinding it up. Let's go. Okay. Can we get, say, above 50s? If we can hold above 50s and maybe we get out of this price range. More aggression. So the same thing happened here, right? Boom, and then snap back. And now we got the same thing. Look, boom. What are they going to do? Are they going to give it? Are they going to continue to take this thing higher? Or does it end up exhausting here again? The same way it has been. But we just broke 50. We have a closure above 50. We haven't accepted yet. So there's no acceptance above the 50 level. And I look at acceptance and have a certain definition or way of looking at it. It's not just a candle closure. It's a little bit more than that. So we shall see. They did accept and build value at 40s, and now we're poking our head above it. So let's see if we get a look above and fail, or do we end up holding this level and then we continue to expand higher in conjunction with this hourly candle, which closes in 9 minutes. So hourly, trying to get a closure above 30,000. Hourly trying to close. So we shall see. We're back below 50. I will try the short back below 50 for a look above and fail play. They just stacked a bid. Can they take the bid out instantly or not? Or not. So we in there short. But let's see. They taking the bid. I don't see them. No. We're back inside the range, so 50 failed to hold. You know what? It's actually this one right here. 50. That's the acceptance level. My bad. What was I thinking? I'm gonna take my partial because we know this market loves 30,000 and they've been holding it. So took my partial, break even, and now let's see. Are they going to reclaim all the way back above 50 again? I don't know. We'll see. But I may consider adding some more if we start breaking down. I'm hoping we get nice super trend. Super trend. We have not had super trend yet in any direction. We need that super trend. They're testing 1-day max again. I will leave breathing room. I did peel my partial, so I will leave breathing room. And breathing room. Will I regret it? Probably. Let's see if they're going to hold 25s. We got a few moments left here for the 5-minute candle. Let's see. Reclaim IB high. I like this. You see that? I like that buyer right there. I like that guy. Can we stay underneath the bubble? I'm now moving stop to break even. Because we get above this guy, buyers are going to pile in. Back on, if I get underneath 1-day min, then finally, no, not 1-day max, sorry, not 1-day min, 1-day max. We get back 1-day min, then we fail 30,000. Oh, bro, that's it. Then I'm gonna hang out here and we're gonna trade this shit until we can. We're gonna get that move. But until then, when I say move, I'm talking like all this. But that's the hourly chart, right? All that, because what I really want to see is that 500 level. So let's see what happens. We're up 25 points. This is the 4th test of 30,000s. So I am observing the 1 minute or the 10:30 open print because that is what they're defending, guys. 10:30 open print, 12 o'clock. You see right here, they've been holding it. They attempted to get a closure through it right here. Couldn't do it. So the leveled note is 1275. 1275. Let's take a look at that 15-minute chart because that thing is looking ugly. Look at that. Look at that chart. Our auction cells, our smart cells, it told me that this is kind of like the unlock zone, right? We accept above this 25 level, which we did not yet. It still can. There's still 3 minutes left on this 15 minute. I mean, we can still rip up higher. But, you know, look at that. Organized, controlled action. Look at these equal lows here. Oh, look at this. We got a gift. A 200 bid at 30,000. That is a gift. Let's see if they can fill that bid. Oh, and another one at 950s. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. That's what we needed. We haven't really seen big bids. And look, no large selling there. I like that. I like that. That's a good sign for me. You see, we don't want it where they start slamming it and then you get this, right? You see, this is what happened before. You know, boom. Okay, we don't want that. We want smoke. We want price to drift through the bid. Just drift, grind, slow through the bid. Controlled. And then when there's no bid, aggression hit, right? Because then there's that vacuum. We want to see aggression hit. That's what we want. They removed the bid. They canceled it, which is a good sign. It means it wasn't real. It was a spoof, and it didn't work. That's the clue. It didn't work. FYI, for those who didn't see this, I forgot to mention it. There was a 400 contract on the ask at 70s. That's why earlier I was like, uh-oh, I saw that. And then they put a bid right underneath it, and this began the transition of a reversal, a rotation, right? So they couldn't fill this bid at 70s, 400 contracts. Doesn't mean they won't, but they didn't, right? And they could have. And as soon as they got to the level, they yanked it, boom. And now we're back underneath 30-minute open. So the true test right now is if sellers can contain price under 1-day max, under our 30-minute open print, which obviously we have 2 minutes for this hourly candle to close. And they are already showing that they're still here. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying again. This is what happened to me last time, right? And I got stopped out. I added contracts there on that reversal at the midpoint. And let's see. This could be really good or really bad. Let's see what happens. They reclaim the max, 1-day max. They bounce off 12s. So buyers did reclaim. They took control of this move down, but let's see if they're going to sustain them. They defended. So step 1 is to defend. Step 2 is to take control. One minute left for the close on the hourly. This might squeeze. That's like the 4th time here for the sellers, and they couldn't keep or take control of the auction. That's what the guidance comes from policy. I still believe guidance flexible enough, guidance can be. In some cases, there's not guidance at all. Guidance can be. Absolutely. I trail level by level, rotation to rotation. I use whatever structure. Honestly, liquidity is the best. Using your, like right here, that ask was technically where I would have wanted to see my invalidation point. That's a trap buyer. I didn't want to see price get back above there. So let's see what happens here. I was able to put some more size on, so maybe we can get like a real move here instead of playing games. I just need this 15-minute to get through this freaking 30,000. I need to get under 30,000. I need to see some movement through 30,000. Oh my goodness. Buyers are, so I like that we close back underneath 1 day max. I like that we close underneath 1 day max, but it's also the first minute of the hour, which could simply be the open low before the high, right? If it's an up candle. So don't get too excited yet. They're already fully reclaimed his joint. Lame. I guess I should have took my partial too, huh? But I was trying to hold for that bigger play, man. Well, you know, that's how it goes. But this is information. This is feedback, right? Everything is feedback. So you can take it as a painful situation, like, oh, I lost, or you take it as feedback, like, okay, well, they're still defending and they're persistent to sell and they keep reclaiming levels. So why am I going to continue to fight this thing? And then the other part too is if you're not convinced to the upside, like me personally, I'm not convinced to the upside, even though price is holding. It's just I'm not convinced to be a buyer either. So in that case, the strategy needs to still remain: take your partials, go break even. Take your partials, go break even. That's how you make money in this type of price action. So me trying to sit there and hold for full rotation, that was stupid. I was up like another 100 ticks on my ad. I didn't take any partials on that. Did I lose money? No, but I was up and I gave back all of it, right? But that's how it goes. Sometimes when you're trying to catch these bigger plays, and sometimes, you know, if you're trading, taking these scalps are like the easiest things ever. It's like low stress. You're instantly in profit and you're done. You're on to the next one. You just take 10 trades. If you know what you're doing, you can take like, you know, you're taking your 15 points, 20 points, do that 5, 10 times in a day. No sweat. You make more money than the guy who's holding for like, you know, 100 points, 200 points, 300 points, whatnot. Let's see. They're back above, but look at where we're at. Look at that. Look at that. That's freaking crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Let's see. I'm just going to try real tight here. Real tight one here. Let's see how tight this one can be. Let's see. It's going to be a tight one. See how they put the 100 contracts there, like 200 back to back, and they freaking close right back underneath? I mean, that's worth a shot. It's not an ideal location, though, to be honest, but it's worth a shot. The reaction is important, though. I would have needed this thing to already get back below this zone right here. We get back below that zone, then we're good to go, but they're still holding it, so it'll be a tight stop. I'm probably going to get stopped out, but... Ooh. No. Let's see. Wow. Interesting. Not enough yet, though. Not enough yet. Let's see if we can get a reaction here. Stop, break even, just in case. I know, I'll keep it there. I'll keep it above the offer. Quick 17 tick stop. Now I go break even. Oops. That was cool. Pretty tight stop there, huh? Based on that offer that was sitting there. Oh, they re-offered again. I like that. I just said I should take profit on these moves, right? I shall take my profit portion. We're back underneath 1 day max, or we're getting there. Can we get a closure back through 1 day max? Man, at least a move to the VWAP, and VWAP's at 961s. That was a pretty dope trade. Tell me that wasn't a dope trade. That's called the liquidity ladder. We just updated it over the weekend. So hopefully I can get it all cleaned up for everybody. And then you guys can get access to it this week, because it's pretty awesome. And there they go. That's why you gotta take that profit. I'm glad I took my own advice. That's something I very rarely do. I think we should add more contracts. Let's see if that thing can hold. Oh, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Get back underneath. Get back underneath. I need a super trend. You know what super trend is? When this thing is so impulsive on one side, it just holds the super trend indicator that we have here, and it's just like relentless. That's what we need. We need one of those. We haven't had anything like that in the session. That might be the ad right here, huh? What do you think? No, look at that. It swept. That offer is something at 40s, huh? This line is actually this prior bid. It's this bid. It's an old bid that was there, still acting as relevant support resistance. Ooh. I added on that. Trailing. There's that 1 day max. Let's see if we can get back underneath it. I think we are. I'm going break even. There's another 60 ticks. There's a big seller. Can we push through 30,000s? Let's go. Taking my partial. Back to break even. I'm paying myself today. We're not playing games, ladies and gentlemen. One day max. We close back underneath. Look at that. So we have failure to accept above. The failure was technically, here's what you want to look at. That candle. This green candle right there was the failure. Actually, this entire scenario here, right? This entire scenario. I will start from here and there. That becomes the failure where the sellers got absorbed. Lower high. I mean, let's take a look here. Not much progress yet, but let me delete all this stuff on the chart now. We can just go through the narrative. Higher high into the ask. We had aggressive selling twice. So the buyers pushed twice, right here and here. We had a cluster of buying, about 500 with 1,000 contracts executed on the offer pretty aggressively. And then we had full rotation. Notice how we're getting lower lows and higher highs, which tells us that we are in a balanced market. And then now we have higher high, higher low again. And the key is the 1 day max. We typically are going to stay underneath the 1 day max. And that's why you see me being stubborn as hell with short sell side, right? Keep shorting, keep shorting, keep shorting. It doesn't always work out, but I'm being pretty, what's the word? I'm using really important kind of like, I don't want to say confirmation, but I'm using obviously key levels. I'm using the order flow. I'm using the liquidity ladder to kind of give me my inkling of when to hit the trigger. But then now we've got this nice little bear flag formation that we just liquidated. And look at this. It's the first time we're seeing 100 contracts, big buying right here. You know what that tells me? Stop loss. That's a stop loss. That could be a potential stop loss. But let's see what happens. Someone just executed aggressive buys again here at the high. Let's see what happens. Someone's been getting short all morning, right? Someone's been building this sell side position all morning. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go down, but everything has been absorbed at these levels so far. I want to be able to add more. I want to keep cranking here. Will I regret this? Because it's kind of already at the 1 day, it's already at the 30,000 level, which has been obviously major support they've been defending. What's that? 25. Okay. Look at that cluster, bro. Jeez. Add some more of those contract on that pullback. Hopefully we can now get some move through GEX 1. GEX 1 is 30,000, so we got to respect it. We've not gotten displacement yet. That's the problem. I thought we were there, but it doesn't look like we're there yet. We're still respecting 1 day max though. 1 day max, 1825s. We're still respecting it. Look at that on the 1 minute. That might be the trigger right there. At least to hopefully get to VWAP. Let's adjust this. This becomes kind of like that absorption pad. So our maxi pad keeps absorbing all the selling, all the sell side. Let's see if they can now take out all these lows here. We are in the money, folks. Stops break even. I cannot take a partial here because it would fuck up my average. But let's see if we can stay under 30,000 and I can add more contracts if that's the case. Can we stay underneath 30,000? Can we stay under 30,000? Adding more. Stop break even. Ooh, bid. Can we get that bid out the way? Come on, take the bid, take the bid, take the bid. Trending my super trend. Come on, pump, 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 pump. Don't tag me break even. What a... That's annoying. Jeez. Oh my god. I freaking knew that was going to happen. I trailed too tight. I trailed too tight. Oh. Hopefully you guys didn't trail as tight as I did. That is what I was waiting for. Anyone even still here watching? Am I talking to myself? I think I'm talking to myself. Let me see. All right. Well, that's kind of annoying, but it's okay. You know why it's okay? Because now that we got it confirmed, now that these fools are trapped, we can sell the pops. So we can now continue to potentially start selling at low risk sell side rather than over here trying to fight the reversal and predict the reversal and all that other stuff that you do during transition. I'm going to refresh my chart. And we got all the liquidity here from before. I do this because I want to see the significant levels that influence price. So I like to keep it on my chart. Are we going to reject here? I don't know, man. We still haven't accepted up. We've actually accepted below 30,000 at the moment, so I like that. Oh. 15-minute close back inside the auction boundary here. That's nice. This is what we like. So now, for me, I can stay short if we continue to respect this up close candle. So this is like, that's that entire zone that we drew out for like the last 45 minutes. So I have no problem now staying heavy underneath it. As long as we stay underneath this level, I have no problem staying heavy. Now everyone's looking at this trend. They're like, but look, we have an impulsive move up. We have a break of structure. Yeah, I get it. But we also spent like an hour in this area here. Right? And I put more weight on that volume than this volume, right? This is overnight volume, right? So I put more weight on people who are trapped in this zone up here. So we saw multiple attempts. We also see 1 day max like saying, sorry guys. Damn, I wish I didn't freaking trail so tight. I had put on more contracts on 2 pullbacks there, but I don't know. I didn't show correctly. You can see my entries right there, bro. Sick ass entries too. Here was that first entry. Got tagged out break even. Second re-entry right there. Look at that. Boom. Right at the ask. 204 contracts. Took the partial. Re-added more contracts. Took the partial. Re-added more contracts. Re-added more contracts. I would have been freaking crushing it right now. Damn. What can you do? You just gotta wait for the next one. That was pretty fun though, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. Like normally when you're trading by yourself, like you don't obviously everything you hear me talking about, like I don't sit there in the room by myself saying, oh, buyers and sellers, da 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 da. Like I don't talk when I'm trading normally, right? So it's kind of cool to actually talk it out out loud. And I'm listening to myself talk. I'm like, yeah, sounds pretty good. You sound like you know what you're talking about, bro. I feel like no one really knows what they're talking about, just so you know. Like even myself, like you can sit there and I've been trading for 10 years, which I have been since 2016. And you can still you still don't know what you're talking about. Like at the end of the day, it's like, you know, it's just people in like the whole purpose of life thing, you know? It's like, what's the purpose of life? Oh, the purpose of life is this, and this, and that. Like, well, how do you know? How do you know? You don't know. No one knows, right? Just like trading. Like, no one really knows unless you're institution, hedge fund. You're the one making the market. you know. But everybody else in retail world universe, they don't know. But I guess that's what makes it fun, right? There's no one way to do this. It's whatever works for you. It's whatever works for you. This is a super trend I was talking about. You see how this keeps failing our super trend? Like every time? Fail. Fail. This is what I'm talking about. That's what you call super trend. But it's not the best super trend. Like this is not a very good super trend. It's like a mediocre super trend, but nonetheless, that's what we want. We want rotation where we just stay rotating for like a duration of time, ideally 15 minutes to an hour. And you can get your spikes, you can get your little flips. So you look at my my V rotations indicator, right? So the point was right over here where super trend technically confirmed, where sellers took control of the auction. The buyers had the chance right here, right? So this was higher high, higher low, and they failed right down the break, right? And then they pulled back. That was where I was re-entering on the lower high. Boom, boom, boom. And now they're in control of the auction. So any trade to the upside is because you anticipate buying around VWAP. We're at the VWAP right now. So it's a totally valid play. You also have 100 bid here. They filled. So totally cool. Could have taken a scalp long there off 50. This is what I like to close underneath, close back above. Totally acceptable because the 15-minute is now bouncing off prior day high. Buyers coming back in, but don't expect full complete trend change. It's just a scalp, right? Like I would not get bullish unless we start reclaiming 30,000s, we reclaim one day max, we start building more volume, trap sellers, and yeah, then we'll be good to go. I will try my short now. Let's see. Quick scalp, 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 scalp. Off the 200. Prime long against prime long. Let's see if the sellers stay in control. Opening range low would be my major target. I just don't like that I'm shorting against a prime long here and a VWAP. I'm going to wait a little bit here, wait a little bit here. You know what? Forget it. I'll stick with the trade. I'll take the cut, re-enter right away. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think we're going to get the full expansion yet. It could give me a prime short and then go, right? Because this depends on what type of price action, what type of trend we're going to get right now. Is this going to be one of those? I'm looking at a 5-minute chart, and we have 1, 2, 3 consecutive down bars, and they're attempting to create a high, an up bar right now. Buyers are attempting to get long, so I may have to cut this in and wait for more of a deeper pullback. I also don't want to miss it if it fails here. This is the first rotation higher. They're creating a higher high. See, we're below 200 moving average. So for me, as long as we're below 200 moving average, I'm good staying short. I just don't want to see them start like reclaiming it. You gotta watch out with this right here. You see this? Yeah, that's right there. That down close candle there. You're testing that down close candle. We're testing that 200 again. Can we close back underneath on the Renko chart? I'm up. I'm down right now. Let's see if we can get back below. It's still popping. 5 minutes still tempting here. 30,000s. Ooh, that was ugly, man. Trying to catch that pullback. Still possible, but we'll have to just give it some time here. There's that 30,000 level. One-day max. We're back at GEX 1. Are they going to reclaim this level here? I don't know. People are going to try to short here 30,000. Try one more time. Might be a shitty entry. Wouldn't it be nice if they just gave us like a real simple support becomes resistance trade off 30,000? Wouldn't that be nice? Of course, they're not going to do that. That's not how the NASDAQ trades. And the ES is still bullish. It's still technically bullish on the ES. And they're trying to hold that. Let's see. Got a bid that just came in, 127 contracts. We gotta watch out with that. Watch the down close candles here. You gotta pay attention to that on the 1 minute chart, because that acts as support. Okay. Yeah, they're still buying it up. I'm gonna cut that for now. Reclaiming 30,000s. Ooh, ho, 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 ho. Is this a bear trap? Is this a bear trap off the VWAP? Let's see how they handle it. You see how they keep stacking this bid here? 100 contracts, 100 contracts, 100 contracts, trying to lift price. They're trying to bid it up. This is the reload area here if we're going to fail. So big rotation down, come back, deep pullback, and then go. I mean, that's the possibility. That's what we're looking at. They got enough sellers in the mix of maybe squeeze now. That's the other thing to consider. I thought they were going to squeeze to the downside, but they freaking held that VWAP. First test of the VWAP. 15-minute sweep. Ooh. It's already 11:30. Jeez. Dang. Oh, that's a super trend. You see that? This is what I'm talking about. Clean. This holds. Just. That's what it was. Okay. That's where it is. So shorts are done here, guys. That's it. That would have been their opportunity to stay dominant and stay in control. They just reclaimed the opening print at 25s and 1-day max. Could be a good break now of the high day. Let's see if they do. See if they're going to break high day. Let's see. Or is this going to be a lower high off high day? We had this nice rotation lower, rotation up, and it failed to take out this high day. So this is where the IB high would be. Is this IB high? 42s is IB high. So we're breaking 25s. Keep reoffering at 50s. IB high at 42s. We're coming into the IB high. Let's adjust this right here. Yeah, when they start respecting these down close candles, guys, I mean, like, that's what you gotta be able to see those in transition, even though overall market structure in that moment was technically in a downtrend. But right here was a clue. Boom, boom, and then up. So now we got down close candle here, and we want to see them get above and fail if this is going to fail here and print that lower high off high day. So let's see if they sweep this low or not. Watching if they're going to dump this lower high, it becomes a lower high, or if they're going to use this to squeeze the high. That's right. It'd be good if they get a little bit above and then fail. S&P at high, actually above, it's basically creating a new high day. So we're expanding higher, but S&P is also approaching its 1-day max. So that's quite interesting. Quite interesting as we start approaching 1-day max. And then we got this level here from, what day is that? What day is that? July 2nd. All right, so we got that high from July 2nd. So maybe that's where they're going to try to go on ES. And that's what's causing upward pressure. This guy's talking about Canada? I don't give a shit about Canada. What are you talking about Canada right now? Canada news release. Let's see if we can drive. Come on, guys. Drive the high already. I'm flat right now. I'm just waiting to see if we can actually expand outside this auction, this range that we've been trading in. If you guys want that Discord link, put it a comment, and then I will post that Discord link. You guys can jump in and make some new friends. Ooh, call premium, cross put premium. All the QQQs. That makes sense. That makes sense with what we're seeing. Renko for the win. That's right, bro. Higher highs and higher lows. Clean structure. What up? Them boys keep pushing. They keep pushing. These guys keep pressing. Let's go. Are these boys going to capitulate or what? We're approaching one-day max on ES. If you guys want access to the gamma levels, we post some things in the Discord every day. Can't trade without gamma levels. I'm going to take a quick scalpy scalp long. I mean short. Taking a quick scalpy scalp. Let's see if we can get underneath the 11:30 open. Trend trading, not quite right now. We're going against this flow. I'm watching to see if they're going to sweep this low and reclaim. Yes, they are. What kind of trend do we have? Is this a trend or is this another rotation to the high of the range, right? Consolidation, high, low. And we just took out this high. Right there. 66s. What's this high right here? They're going to pump through it. Looks like they're going to try. Yeah. I'm still shorting this thing. Let's see if we can stay underneath. I want to see this down close candle fail. And then maybe we get a retest of 42s. Unless this trend is so strong, it just won't even let that happen. I don't really see anything with the order flow. You know, that's my only issue. So 75 is my stop. And let's go. Let's go. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to run 75s. They're still holding trend. But we are at the extreme. And we got this big buyer here at the high. Watching that open, the 11:30 opening price. Trap buyer here. Can we trap? Pay attention to this right here. Going back to the 50 moving average. Can we fail here, guys? So let's see if we get under 50. I need some closure under 50. And then we get a 75 rejection, 50 reclaim, push back down to 25s. Let's see. Push through, push through, push through. There's a little bit of a move. All right. All righty. Bid at 30s. Ooh, let's see if they're going to fill that bid. Stops break even now. Prime short, let's go. Prime short signal confirms a trap against the buyers. Shall I take my partial? I think I will. Can we stay under super trend? And then I can start writing a super trend. Hopefully this is not just a pullback on a 5-minute chart to fair value gap. Fair value gap traders are getting excited over here. If you're a fair value gap trader, get ready. There's a 5-minute fair value gap. Everyone's like, let's load the boat. 5-minute fair value gap plus IB high break, statistical edge. We're going to expand and we're going to go to the moon. That's what they're thinking, right? Possible. Not as long as we're underneath that 6125 level. I don't know. But they can easily reclaim it. They're not too far. It's only 20 points away. I'm just going to trail my super trend. I'll just trail the 50 level, see. I may consider going to a smaller brick size because this market's not so volatile today, to be honest. Let's see if they're going to reclaim. There's that 50. We're going to probably get above 52s or 50s and then fail. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, immediately rejected, but it's okay. They could double bottom here. We look at a bid stacking here. We got 142 contracts on the bid. We haven't even got to it. If they can't get to it, then double bottom. Let's see. That's the double bottom right there. Okay, so 5-minute fair value gap traders are in the money at the moment. Can they stay in the money? Can they stay in the money? Trail tagged. Might be time to join them. Might be time to join the buyers here if we can reclaim 61s on the way to the reclaim of 61. Let's see. I go tighter here. We haven't reclaimed 61 yet. Stop loss will be 42s. I will use... Oh, we got an offer up there. I'm going to use my super trend as my stop loss. And then I'm going to actually attach it. Let's just attach it so I don't have to think. Sometimes thinking will get in your own way, get in your way, right? ATR rotations. Let's see. Let's see if we can catch the trend now, huh? We reclaim the opening print at 61s. Can we accept above, then get through 67s, get back above 67s? I mean, Trump did talk, you know, so he's going to obviously say everything he can to lift the market. So let's see. But the market doesn't always, market's not always coachable to what he says. This better not be a lower high. Tagged on that one. Maybe a little too tight. That's okay though. I just don't want to be selling the highs, bro. So I gotta be tight. I gotta be tight. I gotta be tight. We get back underneath 52, so I'm short again, bro. We get back underneath 52s, I'm short again. We get back underneath 50s, I'm short again. Under 50s, I'm short again, guys. Under 50s, I'm short again. We're dancing at 50s. Yeah, they're holding 50s. They're respecting 50s. This is it right here. This is where they got to go. Buyers got to rip from here. Maybe I get long if we can't get back below 50s. Maybe we flip this thing and get back long again, but something's going to happen. Which way are we going to rip? That is the question. Looks like we're pushing higher. We'll try one more time on the long side since we couldn't get back under 50s. What would be our target if we start really getting bullish? The major target would be 155s, bro. If this thing stays persistent, 155 becomes the max, the big red lug level. I just don't think we have it in us today. There's really no catalyst for this. It's already late in the day. We haven't really made much progress away from initial balance high, but we've broken the one-day max multiple times. We've accepted above it. They had the chance to stay in control. Sellers couldn't do it. Still got time here. Look at that hourly chart. We did get that closure above 30,000 as well. Okay, there's 10 points. What is this like? Slow, grindy, positive gamma price action. Positive gamma price action. Pump, pump, pump. Is this our first break of 75s? Could be. Could very well be. Stops at break even. Holding. We holding. Can we get a squeeze? Can I get a squeeze, please? Oh, we're approaching prior settlement at 94s. Prior settlements at 94s, right there. 94s. I think that's where we're going to go. And he just put 100 contracts on the offer at 100. So that might be where we take this thing, huh? We'll just throw a limit out there. Come on. I don't want this freaking buyers to end up getting trapped here. Now that I'm long, right? When I'm shorting, I'm like, trap these motherfuckers. But you got to respect the buyers, man. These guys freaking defended everything they possibly could. Then they exhausted and they reclaimed or regrouped right at VWAP, which got to give it to them. They made it happen. But obviously, they built a pretty big sell. Someone built a pretty significant sell position here this morning, and we haven't really moved away from this area. So let's see. And then you see some selling already coming in. I hate these markets, bro. This is why I never like buying the slow grind trend in a positive gamma environment, just because it's always like, and then it goes, and then it goes. But gotta respect it, man. Gotta be coachable to the chart. If anything, that should be a sticky note, right, on my screen. Be coachable to the chart. Be coachable to the chart. Sometimes start thinking that you're smarter than the price action, smarter than the chart. Come on. New 15-minute candle just opened. Yeah, we have not really done much. This is what it is. I mean, we did break. They did retest this area here. But it could also just go zoop, come right back down and just stay contained in this range for the rest of the session. But, you know, big Renko over here is just showing us like it's just chilling. It's just bullish. It's just like nothing happened. Even that pullback, nothing happened. All right, so those pullbacks weren't enough to flip our big Renko. So big Renko telling us, bro, sellers are not strong enough technically to flip that chart. We're not getting this movement above here. 61.25. Come on, let's bust through 80s, man. Bust through the 80s. They say the 80 level is a magic level. The 80 level is a magic level. Is it? I don't know. Just coiling, bro. Feels like a liquidation coming soon, huh? The way they're just hanging out here. Ooh. Come on now. They're churning. They're churning and burning. You guys are interested in Discord? I just dropped the link. Got a free Discord. Well, there's obviously free and premium, but that's the link for the free one. Bruh, this thing needs to freaking move. They're gonna liquidate. I knew it. We're back under 75s. Could not close through 75. That's pretty bad. I'm watching the book map right now. This is when you pay attention to book map. If you have book map. I'm gonna put book map on my chart here. Where the heck is it? So weird. Oh, there it is. I'm still getting used to all this stuff here. Oh, there you go. Now you can see the book map. Got liquidated there. I'm gonna freaking consider getting this thing sell side if they cannot get back through 75 level. They cannot get back above 75. Then maybe we consider possible sell side here. We take already a scalp entry there, so we see if we can catch something there. Real tight. Real tight. Not my best my best trading today, guys. A little bit of chop for me today. But the market is like that too, right? So it's all good. All good, baby. Don't worry about being perfect. Can't be perfect. All right, you guys are bastards. There's the play. Oh man, I should have just stayed in my trade. But it's okay. All good. All good in the hood. Still don't like it though. I still don't like it. You see? I still don't like how they do that. 75 level, man. Are they going to get to 100s? They're battling here. They just broke 75. They need to freaking stay above 75. Let me get rid of this. You can see the quarter levels here on the book map. I got gamma levels and quarter levels on the book map. So this is what I was watching here. It came back underneath right there, failed to, and then boom, they swept, and then they reclaimed. Yeah. Yeah, they just retest this prior high. Yeah, they're holding trend. I mean, obviously since the VWAP pullback, they've been holding. As long as they stay firm above 50s, then I guess. But it's not the type of look at the compression of these 5 minute candles. It's like ridiculous. Like there's no expansion, there's no volatility. It's just completely dry, right? That's why you see me not excited about buying. I mean, it's like you can just see that they just are putting a lot of pressure. They're dampening here at 75 level. So the best they can do are these little sweeps. They get underneath, sweep, and push it up, and then push it up, and then push it up. So they're coiling, but we'll see. I mean, this type of price action. So I'm still bearish. I mean, I still have higher time frame bias being bearish. Are we back under 75? What just happened here? I just missed this while I was talking. We're back under 75. Can we stay under 75? Are they going to sweep again and take it back above? Yeah, it's just the action they're taking here over and over and over again. I like it. I like it. As long as we see under 75, it's a good sign for rotation, but we see what they do here. I'm going to try. It's my last trade, guys. And then I go home. I'm going to pack my bag, take my toys and my ball, and go home. That's it. Done playing for the day. These boys are doing a real good job. Five minute. This is where they should be buying here on the 5. 61s down to 50s. Let's see. I like this raw horror. Bro, it took forever. All this. It took forever for nothing, like for no distance. Five minutes left on the hourly. 15-minute is red. Okay. All right, short again. Let's see. We're back at 50s, testing 50s. Can I continue to add in? That is the question. Big, nice down move there. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Watching now on the 1 minute chart. 61s and 50s. So this whole area here, I should be watching actually this right here. This is where the buyers should defend if they're going to stay bullish. If the buyers continue to stay in control of this action, this is where we should see them take control right now. Right this minute, they should just be buying. I'm short. I'm shorting. I am a short seller right now. I don't know how long it's going to last for. These boys are just relentless. That might have been it. Are they back to 75s? It looks that way. Golly. Quarter. I'm out. And that's it, folks. We're going to end the stream right there. That was my last trade. It's 12 o'clock. We'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Renko trading, order flow trading, narrative, take trades, make it happen. Yeah, I can short the opening range. Why not? Actually, opening range is right over here. Opening range high is way down here, buddy. Way down there. Yeah, I can short the opening range. I have no problem shorting the opening range. But anyways, we'll be back tomorrow. I have no problem getting short again if this fails. If we start failing back again, that's what I want to see. 9:15, 9:30. Pop the link there for the Discord if you want to jump in, learn some stuff, Renko, and go from there. So currently, what I'd be watching for as we continue through the rest of the day, the session, I would continue to watch and observe this right here. So the levels I would be interested in, let's say here, those are 15-minute chart, prior day high. Just continue to watch this area here. So if we start getting back underneath the 40 level, 43s, then for me, I would be happy to short that and take it back down to our prior day high, and then possibly even just low right here, our Globex open. If we fail to expand, right? But currently, obviously, we can see control at the moment. Buyers are still in control. They've taken control pretty much at every opportunity. You know, we had the opportunity right here. They absorbed. And then now you see price trying to go and create this expansion higher. So, yeah, you know, we got the little higher high. And we'll see if they're going to be able to sustain this move. But in a positive gamma environment, I wouldn't expect much, especially on a Monday after a holiday. But that's it, guys. You guys have a good rest of your session. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.